Welcome to the Kerouac House. Welcome, welcome. We're going to get started. First off, I just wanted to point out that we do have a donations area here. We have a little box we can pass around, but we also have a QR code. If you're able to donate to the Kerouac House, it's a historic house, and we definitely need funding in order to keep maintenance up with the house so that our residents have a place to stay. One of our selection committee members, Lana Ghanem, is Muslim, and I had asked her to if she could contribute to tonight because it's a holiday themed party. I realize that there's not a Muslim holiday within actual December, but she contributed the little moon there, and she also on our Facebook page. There's a bunch of links for fundraising for Palestinian children. She is Palestinian American, so please do check it out. It's on our Facebook page. I put a bunch of links there that she contributed to, just, giving in the holiday spirit. So without further ado, we will begin. Our resident this term is Mamie Pound. Mamie Willoughby Pound is the founder of Gather, a writing community based in Columbus, Georgia, that sponsors local and regional workshops and seminars. She holds an MFA in creative writing. Her work is featured in Smokelong Quarterly, James Dickey Review, Image Journal, Gooseberry Pie, Ghost Parachute, Bath Flash Fiction Anthology 2024, and Milk Candy Review, among others. Her work was longlisted for the Craft Fiction Award. Her chapbook was a finalist in Fractured Lit's Chapbook Prize of 2024. Without further ado, please welcome Mamie Pound.
Merry Christmas!
Okay.
Thanks, Shaw. Hold on, I'm going to move this up a little bit. I think it's okay. Nah, this is perfect. I just want to say I'm so grateful to everybody here, to the board and to Brett and Jen and Eric and everybody who's been so kind to me and hospitable. It's really been a wonderful experience. This residency marries two of my favorite things ever. One is writing, of course, and the other is historic preservation. I live in an old house. I love old houses. I never met an old house that I didn't like or was afraid to try to renovate, which that can get you in trouble. But anyway, I think of an old house like a story. Each one is uniquely flawed, just like the best characters in literature. And I think every time we pass one down, we're passing another story to the next generation. So thank you for having me. I'm going to read mostly flash fiction. Some narrative poetry. Come on in. Yeah, we're just kidding. Come on in.
We haven't started yet, so come on in.
Yep. You're fine. As I was saying, I'm going to read mostly flash fiction, but a couple of narrative poems are in here as well. I asked John to get that for me, and now I'm not using it. I apologize, John. All right. So this first one, and every one of these were written or finished while I was here, except for two that were published earlier in the summer. And the first one was published in Ghost Parachute. It's an ekphrastic piece based on a painting that I saw in a gallery in Mallorca. It's called Man Staring 2025, Oil on Canvas. You are an 8-foot painting in a gallery in Mallorca. Your stomach is swollen with creatures inside, animals with gnashing teeth and eyes big like Muppets. Something you'd see under the microscope, colorful, every color of the rainbow. Things you'd find deep in the ocean where there's no light. You're looking at everyone right in the eye in this painting, one arm on your stomach, deadpan. People flock like 7-year cicadas, like tourists, like pilgrims fasting, because the clock is wound and unwinding. They mouth stopwatch warnings, cry stupid questions. How are you? How are you feeling? No one says the word terminal. Not doctors, anyway. But stage 4, inoperable, orange neon blinking. In the painting, the doctors are implied, a reverse ekphrasis. White coat bow ties, shoes squeaking in and out, dancing their words like a lullaby. Every other Thursday, while you were yellow and brown on a bed of white paper crinkling. black styrofoam blocks on either side of your stomach, felt if pressed by doctor hands. See how your mouth is an O? After Edvard Munch. Your stomach is 10 times larger than your head. Sleep is a courtesan that teases but waits to drown you finally. Lets you up after not enough. Lets up and your eyes unshudder again to the steel wire of too many violins off key. Headlights on bright always. You only want for touch. Vanilla hands to rub your body almost the color of skin. People pass one by one, try to figure out what you're thinking. Try to soft the hard metal taste in your mouth. Ghosts of knowing what to do. In the painting, the horizon line and the vanishing point are key elements. They determine the perspective. See how it makes everything okay? Everything appears to meet in the distance. The next one I'm going to read is another flash piece that is in this issue of Bending Genres, and it is called Love with a Troll in a Sweet Potato Vine. You are in love with a cigarette-smoking troll who lives in the house across from your mother. You don't even smoke unless you're extraordinarily drunk, which is rare anymore. Sure, when you were first divorced during the pandemic, you became fond of staying up all night drinking. You've only ever seen his heart once, early on before he became afraid of you. He held it in both hands under the yellow porch light, turned it this way and that. It was fascinatingly grotesque, with a touch of odd, otherworldly blue reserved for umbilical cords and veins. He keeps all his feelings in an old plastic lure box taped to the underneath of his kitchen table. There's a picture of his mama on the fridge. A gigantic peace sign hangs over his mantel. He smokes too much pot and too many cigarettes. He's no taller than your bicycle seat. He watches you from his bridge. Every John Mayer song reminds you of last summer when you spent nights lolling beside the river with him while he played music on his JBL, your vulnerable post-divorce era. Sometimes he denies you permission to cross the bridge, and you want to tell him to go fuck himself, because who does he think he is? Instead, you tell him you just came for a cigarette. But this just makes things worse, as it causes him a fair amount of insecurity. Why do you only come late at night? He asks in a scruffy, Marlboro-infused voice. He stands in a patch of overgrown chartreuse potato vine, looking up at you, the river rushing behind him. You're still wearing your platform heels. You're afraid of him because he once cast a spell that made you dance all night with him to Alabama Shakes. He once told you he loved you and took it back. He once lay beside you naked and never touched you and then blamed it on his dead mother. His nose is bigger than anything else on his body except his scar-ravaged heart. His green skin is as delicate as an overripe avocado. Almost everything you say makes a bruise on him. On full moon nights, he transforms into a 6-foot man with a pipe full of flour. He once pressed you into the soft velvet of his yellow sofa and transformed you into a wolf, fed you bites of cheese and red wine and asked you to remove your clothes, and you clawed at his chest and begged him never to stop. Nevertheless, you moved down the sidewalk after midnight tonight, past your neighbors' houses, past the bars and the bus station, and he welcomes you from a wicker fan chair, hands you a natural light, and pretends not to care that you've come. All right, this one's called When Your Boyfriend Makes Zero Effort. Imagine you're loved by your friend, who just doesn't realize it yet, that underneath his need for a perfect, blonde, Republican girlfriend, he really wants you. Have sexual fantasies where you're alone in the house with him, his house that he obsessively cleans and paints, and he forces himself on you, on the blue sofa his ex-wife picked out, beneath the autographed Van Halen album. Pretend it doesn't matter that he has a crush on your best friend, who's also his best friend. Clean his kitchen after all social events. Put the dishes in the correct cabinets. Load the dishwasher. Talk shit about your best friend because she drinks too much at parties and never helps clean. It doesn't matter that you don't ask for help. You're a martyr this way. Wear lower-cut, tight-knit tops. Cleavage is your go-to. Every man wants knockers. Isn't that what he always says? The one thing you've got that she doesn't? Obsessively clean even when not asked. Profess your love for Shinedown, the band that got him through the divorce. Don't let it bother you that he asked her to go to the concert and not you, when he knows she hates the band. When he gets diagnosed, agree to come every morning and scoop cat litter before you report to work for 10 hours.
Overlook the fact that chemo has brought out the anger in him. Never mind that he yells and throws things now. Who can blame him? Get in the bed beside him and play Candy Crush for hours while he watches Fox News. Never complain about his request for food. Console him every time he wishes he had someone for him right now. And when he says it's not fair that he's single with this illness, massage his feet and hands, growing more frail each day. Drive him to get the chemo port adjusted. Drive him to the seafood market. Clean his house for 3 hours on your only day off. Tell your boyfriend you hope he's not upset you're spending so much time with another man, even though your boyfriend never spends time with you. Pretend your boyfriend is jealous. Imagine your boyfriend finding you and your friend on the blue sofa. Imagine the rage instead of the apology he'd offer when he assumed it was innocent. Wait for your friend to complain again about having no one. He will do it while you're massaging. Accidentally brush his upper thigh. Pretend you don't notice. Do it again. Bend over in front of him to pick up the remote control. Apologize because you didn't realize your blouse was undone. Heat him soup. Listen to him complain about how people call all the time at the wrong time of day. When your phone sex boyfriend calls and asks you to video, use your friend as your imagination man. After all, he's gained 5 pounds. He's getting better. Let him fall in love with you. He's called you to an angel to all his friends, including the one he has the crush on. She doesn't deserve it anyway. She never cleans a damn thing. Tell her he's opening up to you. When she asks why you put up with all of his demands, all his bullshit, say it's because you've been around chemo patients before and this is normal. Do not say you've always loved him. When your actual boyfriend doesn't ask what you did all day today, say you spent all day doing what your other friend won't do, cleaning, even though he has a cleaning service, even though he's the only one in the house, even though he didn't ask you to. Cry to your friend that no one understands you. Let him console you. Tell your friends you don't think he has long. When he asks if your boyfriend is jealous, pause for a few seconds, as if you're hiding it and don't want to make him feel bad. See how this makes him feel better about himself? When your boyfriend that you haven't seen all week offers to give you some space this weekend because you must be tired, tell him you can sense your sick friend getting attached to you. Say you saw him staring down your blouse. When your boyfriend isn't concerned and doesn't say, but I miss you, and instead mentions that he and his ex have a school thing with the kids and do you want to go, say no. He needs me to pick up the cat from the vet. When you drop by your friend's house unexpectedly, tell him your water got cut off and ask does he mind if you take a bath. Walk around in a towel. Accidentally drop the towel. Offer to spend the night to keep him company. Listen to him talk about the 28-year-old nurse at the hospital he thinks he has a chance with. Give him hope, or at least don't tell him he doesn't have a chance in hell. Tomorrow, tell him he's always going to be disappointed because he always wants a woman who checks certain boxes. Thin, young, knows how to set a beautiful table. Tell him he's passed up a lot of opportunities because of his narrow mindset. When he talks about how much he misses your friend, who he has a crush on, who never cleans, is never there, offer to deep clean the cat room, buy an automatic feeder, fold his laundry. Keep waiting for him to fall in love with you. This next piece is an ekphrastic flash based on that painting. And it is after a Ferlinghetti poem called Two Scavengers in a Truck, Two Beautiful People in a Mercedes. And I'm not sure what date that was written, but you can find it online if you like. It's called Ferlinghetti, Oil on Canvas. Mr. Ferlinghetti, the sun is setting, and I've pulled tarot cards for us. The Two of Swords reversed, chaos, inability to choose, or truth revealed. The moon's made a shadow on the wall behind you. It looks like the silhouette of an old man, and there's a cross in your window. The moon represents illusion, deception, inability to see truth. The Hierophant, tradition, conformity, willful ignorance. Mr. Ferlinghetti, who are we to say that happiness isn't a $10 loaf of bread? That couple in the Mercedes on that palm-lined street is going faster now, their mouths open for more words crafted especially for them. They've forgotten the trees. They don't feel the grass beneath their feet. They don't look into eyes. Their faces are pale blue lights, death-colored like the shadow on your wall. Mr. Ferlinghetti, what will it take to incite a revolution? Now the lovers, upright, a man, a woman, an angel, the soul, attraction, Adam and Eve in the grass, barefoot, a choice of partners, utmost connection. Mr. Ferlinghetti, I stripped for you in the living room last night. I imagine your long fingers, studied your blue face, that shadow on your wall, and your crossed window pane. Mr. Ferlinghetti, tell me how you see the future. This morning you seemed quiet, so I wore all my clothes and turned my back to you. But this afternoon the light is different and yellow, and Miles Davis is on my speaker. I've dragged you to the porch and unbuttoned my blouse. I know you want to confide in me. I can see it in your shaking hands. Tell me while I'm drunk enough still to accept a cigarette. Tell me about your father trying to burn your mother alive. Let me catch you staring. It's warm and my shoes are off. The man I came here with is gone. He isn't waiting for the rebirth of wonder. He never had a mama who left while he was young. He doesn't come to me in my dreams. Do you think we've known each other in other lifetimes? Mr. Ferlinghetti, what's it like to live forever, to wait on a blue canvas and a blue shirt? Mr. Ferlinghetti, the Two of Swords is a crossroad. We'll have to decide. Mr. Ferlinghetti, I'm leaving my husband for you. Don't panic. I've been married all my life. I want the summer of love. I want to wear cuckoo nuts and puka shells. I will tell him tonight, after he feeds the dogs and the kids are in bed. I told him, Lawrence. His expression never changed. Said he'll have to reinvent himself. Went to the bedroom he's been sleeping in. Now, I'm burning his effigy in my fire pit. I've invited friends. I keep getting fraud alerts on my phone for attempted charges to an escort service. I'm okaying them on his behalf. Please notice me, Mr. Ferlinghetti. I think I'm in love. I want to eat your name. The next one is it's another flash piece, and it's called While We're Blue Crabs. Your carapace is an inky blue, mine an olive green. We float the Gulf of Mexico for years, hunt tiny mussels, detritus, and oysters, until one day a great blue heron lifts you away. We will be carnival workers, you, the carny, of course, obnoxiously punctual and aggressive. I, an out-of-work tightrope walker. We'll have met in a circus in Des Moines. Your wife will just have run away with a brush salesman. You will see me in a dusty tent wearing silver sequins. We will talk, and you will overshare, and I will make you laugh because my feet are big. But then you will be shot by my jealous lover. We will be astronauts on a space mission, and you will doubt I can handle it because despite the rise of feminism, you've carried your misogyny over lifetimes. I sense this even though you never say it. You change your mind when we lose fuel halfway back from Mars. And it is I who thinks to connect a solar panel to the control board, hack the boosters to get us home. Once home, I will dare you to swim the Chattahoochee at midnight, and we get dragged under by 2 6-foot alligators. Our families will never know what actually happened to us. We'll be sunflowers in a field where humanity has all but ruined the earth. Most of the trees are gone. But there we are, beaming heliotropics. With the autumnal chill, our petals will dry to a shade of spilled coffee. Our bodies will curl into themselves. Someone will pass going too fast but catch sight of us and be struck at how we resemble a pair of old people, bent and dry, touching. Before that, we'll sit on the porch of your ink blue Victorian with a spray-painted pink ashtray stand. You'll play Gregory Porter for me. I'll bum your Marlboros. We'll laugh and fight and break up because you invited the woman across the street to have beer, because you were jealous that I mentioned another man's name, a man you perceived to be more my type. You'll drive by my house every day on your way home from work. Every once in a while, I'll come and drink a Tinto de Verano with you. You'll show me the constellations and the International Space Station on that app on your phone. You'll hang bougainvillea from your porch that will never bloom. You eventually give up and marry the woman who parks her Nissan Sentra in the wrong direction in front of your house. You outlive her by a decade. Astonishing for someone who smokes a pack a day. I marry a man who sleeps on his side of the bed. He will live forever. And speaking of marriage, this one's called Ex-Life. Ex-Life. Her long white fingers kneading bread, the jasmine of her sleeping hair. He won't again see her silhouette in the night before bed in the doorway of the bathroom, curtainless moonshine filling the space behind her, making her into his special comforting shape. She won't find his warm leg with her socked foot in December. She won't talk in her sleep. He won't ease out of bed into gray morning and dress in half darkness and leave for work without making coffee at home. He won't be thankful in his prayers that the mother of his children is sleeping peacefully and for her kindness and beauty, and that he didn't marry the girlfriend before her instead. He will now sit at his easel and wonder what went wrong. A flash of anger will make him frown, but then his eyebrows will lift in acceptance, remembering their life, the oceanic sweep of it all, children smiling, first words, spring dirt, running dogs, each child growing until they're tall. Until the heart-piercing finale, like the last scene in Walking Tall, that Sunday morning when the mom and dad leave the children sleeping and go for breakfast, the April blue sky, their laughter through rolled-down windows, the round of the curve of that country road, that car creeping behind, gunshots, the shootout, the mother falling out of the open car door, sundressed, bloodied, limp-bodied on the black top, father weeping. Just when everything was okay, and it was going to go on like that forever. Now he looks forward to different things. A new woman with new smells who eats different food, different favorite color, not green, different smile, isn't afraid of the dark. He wants to replace the old broken part with the new one. He's put beige curtains on tension rods in the moon-filled bathroom. He wants to forget the stuff from before. Besides, part of him was bored. The same thing he accused her of. He was bored too after 25 years. So now it's all different. It's not quite right. The girlfriend who buys him funny underwear, who eats peanut butter in the middle of the night, who wants to paint the bedroom blue, who keeps setting the kitchen island with placemats and wooden napkin rings. But he is a tree who grows around a wound, and he is old, and he doesn't want to die alone. This is a microfiction next. This was published in Milk Candy Review in July of this year. It's called After School Special. Stale beer and cigarettes. Chick-fil-A grease on my brown polyester uniform. Parking debt lights and shadows. His blue Pinto with a yellow hood. His eyes the same blue as his Euro wrap uniform. The steering wheel against my back. His soft thighs, warm. The squeak of his white leather jacket, his long sun-bleached hair with black roots, the way he quotes Orlando de Amor, the blue metal bench in the mall where he explains that I'm too skinny, too young, the prick of sedative and the cold metal instrument, followed by the overwhelming need to faint, followed by the overwhelming need to cry, the way his mother moves in their kitchen that same afternoon, like any old thing had happened. The next one is forthcoming in Eunoia Review, and it's called Spell for Lost Things. This is a flash piece. Wait a minute, hold on a second. The way through the woods isn't so far. She's traversed it barefoot, walked it drunk in platform shoes. She hears his guitar before she sees him, smells the burning applewood from his fire, sees the reach of bougainvillea that never blooms but persists past the front column like a long, crooked finger. He's on the porch in a red vinyl chair smoking. He's shaved. By the time the half moon is visible overhead, they've drunk 2 bottles of wine. The air is wet with snakes and bullfrogs. She chain smokes the wolf's Marlboros. He tells her he's been seeing a witch, shows her the photo on his phone of the woman standing in his doorway. Backlit by the setting sun, her hair glows copper. He tells her that the witch was carried away by an ambulance the other day, and no one's heard from her, not even her co-workers at the thrift store. He's retrieved the philodendron he gifted her from her back stoop, where it was practically dying. Red takes a cigarette to her lips. Beautiful, she says. He tells her about another woman from out in the county who recently lost her husband to a heart attack, a fat man she called Mr. Jimmy. The woman from the county has a thing for the wolf. She and he attend concerts together, do an Alabama turnaround, up and back in the same night. She's falling in love with him. You can see it in how she looks away while he's talking to other women. She's older and soft-spoken. The wolf refers to her as a friend. Red imagines he and the other woman from the county naked on his yellow sheets, him standing over her, one hand on the bedpost, the way he holds her head with the other. The text he sends her with songs attached, how the woman will imagine that the wolf needs her and that the songs mean love. She'll read the lyrics and be sure of it. Red remembers dancing in his kitchen, barefoot on the checkerboard vinyl floor, drinking Moët from jelly jars and the hangman from the tarot deck. He's standing over her. He smells like wild onions and wet fur. In her mind, she's running away, running through the dark forest, barefoot on damp earth. She never meant to stay so long. She's come upon a thicket and lost her way. He's hungry. His hands ache. They're reaching, rough, just like she remembers them to be. And the last I'm going to read is a little narrative poem. It's called Beneath Orion in the Milky Way. One man loads the last of his things into a U-Haul truck, rolls the metal door. A cold front moves through crepe myrtle branches, above an engine leaking coolant in an orange car, flicks a yellow flag that startles a white cat past a man with dreadlocks in the middle of the street who crosses his arms across his chest. A boy at a kitchen table hears a washing machine spin, the house creak as it settles deeper into eons of dirt that hold skeletons of tiny creatures, crushed seashells from a dried-up ocean, pitted spoons, some teeth, an aluminum can half buried, a dog buried in an old quilt, a greening anole barely moving. Next door, a woman looking for keys, smells coriander, remembers the first lines of a poem, a bus coming to a stop, neon lights of a Ferris wheel blinking, the star atop a tree with silver tinsel, outstretched branches of colored lights. Here's the first part of So What by Miles Davis, through an open window in the house next door, where a man is sitting smoking on a red couch, thinking about a woman he met on an elevator. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for your hospitality.